What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to look at Geoff Keighley's post for the partner lineup for Summer Game Fest. Now, there's a lot here. There's over 30 partners, and he says with more to be announced, so this isn't even the full list. And I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I want to focus on some that stand out to me for one reason or another and kind of explain myself. Now, one thing to remember, and actually this is a good way to start it, just because they're on here doesn't mean say, okay, so obviously next Thursday is Summer Game, is the kickoff day. It's the live stream. It's going to be a pretty, I would imagine, a pretty big event. Geoff Keighley normally pretty much nails these kind of things. At least half of the event will be probably really good. Maybe the other half will drop the ball. But these publishers or developers that are on this list, they don't all have to be at the live stream, okay, when he does the opening night kickoff or opening day kickoff. They don't have to be there. In fact, let's go to the best example in Sony. Sony is on this list, but Sony, if you notice, today, I believe, did an updated Twitter post about the state of play this Thursday, and they call it Summer Game Fest. In the top left corner, you see the Summer Game Fest logo, just actually like you see it on the partner lineup picture, okay? So basically what I think is going on is Geoff Keighley has a lot of power, he has a lot of reach, and I think for the most part, many things that are going to be happening in June, whether they have to do with him or not, they're going to still be labeled Summer Game Fest. And you can see that from Sony. I wouldn't be surprised. And I actually don't remember. I don't think the Xbox Bethesda one was labeled at that, but I would not be surprised. Or Xbox really could just show, and we've actually talked about this possibility. I think the odds of Xbox showing up at Summer Game Fest, doing something like, at E3 when they show Assassin's Creed and they say, tune into the Ubisoft show to see the full thing. I can imagine Xbox doing that because Summer Game Fest is 3 days before their show. So I think that's possible. But again, just because they're on this list, like Netflix, that Netflix Geeked Day or whatever, that's not necessarily Summer Game Fest, but it's in the month of June, and again, Geoff Keighley has a lot of tentacles throughout this entire thing, and so it's going to be labeled that. But Sony is the best example. I don't think, and I also don't necessarily know if any Sony exclusive would be at literally Summer Game Fest next Thursday. I think Sony is there because the state of play this Thursday, they're classifying it also as Summer Game Fest. But besides Sony, a couple others stand out to me. Atlas is one. Not often you see Atlas. I mean, of course, I'd want something Persona. It could obviously be something else, but I don't know. I just don't think Atlas doesn't appear all that often on like lists of different, publishers. So that's an interesting one to show up. Bloober Team is an incredibly important one. So Bloober Team is important because they really, they don't make like 1,000 things. They make very, small amount of things. Silent Hill. I mean, and again, it doesn't necessarily have to be next Thursday, but in June in general, maybe it's at Sony's show. Actually, yes, because Bloober Team, right? There was that thing that came out. Bloober Team, I think, has like a strategic something kind of partnership with Sony. Not necessarily that it would be exclusive, but they have some sort of partnership thing going on with Sony. So again, maybe Bloober Team is at the state of play, which puts it in Summer Game Fest. But Bloober Team being here immediately, like, to me, I don't really, because you make Layers of Fear, you make the medium, like the Bloober Team doesn't make a ton, so the only reason they would be here is to probably show off their next game, and their next game, rumor has it, is obviously Silent Hill. So that's a huge, to me, that's probably the biggest one. Skybound is another one that jumps out to me. Now Skybound, obviously, like The Walking Dead, the final 2-3 episodes of The Walking Dead, but also they are doing the Callisto Protocol. They're helping develop that, so that could just be what that game is. I wouldn't be surprised. We had the Game Informer, cover, I think, of Callisto Protocol a few, maybe like last week. It feels like longer than that, but I think seeing some sort of big reveal trailer or like coming out trailer along with some gameplay, I think that makes a lot of sense, for Skybound. So I think that's probably why they're there. Sega could be Sonic, and Sonic we know is the IGN first game of the month of June, in which we had a teaser trailer actually today, in which we'll see more of that trailer, we'll see gameplay, we'll probably get the release date probably at the end of the month or the beginning. They'll either start with the release date or they'll end with the release date for Sonic Frontier. So Sega Sega could be there just because it's an IGN First thing, and IGN First is in the month of June, and June is now Summer Game Fest. The final one I guess I want to really focus on is Warner Bros. So Warner Bros, I mean, we've kept a pretty good list, of what Warner Bros. Makes. They don't make as much as you would think, so them being here would... So I guess, again, here's the thing. Could they show up at Xbox Bethesda? Yes. Could they show up at the State of Play? Yes. Both of which would be third party, both of which would work. You would check off the box, and both of which probably are considered Summer Game Fest, so it still makes sense. Or if they show up at Geoff, which again, Warner Bros. Actually has had that history with Geoff Keighley. Not so much in recent years, but they have. They actually, Wonder Woman was literally just announced, so actually they kind of rekindled the relationship that was lost for a long time. But I don't know. To me, it's either Gotham Knights or Hogwarts Legacy. Suicide Squad doesn't really make any sense to do right now, especially when you have Gotham Knights coming out, and we know the date. We know, we got more gameplay. I don't really know if we need anything else, but I just don't know why Suicide Squad would be shown now or really anywhere in the near future, probably like Game Awards time, and then you go into next year. So to me, it's Gotham Knights or Hogwarts Legacy. Like Lego Star Wars is out. Wonder Woman, you could, but I don't really see that happening. So take that of what you will, make of that what you will, I guess, in which game you think is going to show up. But to me, having Warner Bros., I don't know, I'm trying to think, because Warner Bros., by the way, they did like Back 4 Blood. Warner Bros. Was the publisher for Back 4 Blood. So clearly, like, that's something, and I think that happened last year. Warner Bros. Was on a list for something, some Geoff Keighley, extravaganza, and it was because of Back 4 Blood. So that was a little disappointing for the DC crowd or Hogwarts Legacy crowd. But this time, I feel like it is for one of those two things, so we'll see. So again, obviously there's more. I skipped over a ton. There's ones that kind of stand out, but those are the ones to me that are the biggest ones. EA, kind of interesting. Dragon Age has literally been at almost every single one of Geoff Keighley's shows. Wouldn't be surprised if we find, and I think it's supposed to come out like next fall, so maybe it's time we actually see a full-on trailer for the game. That would make sense. So let me know what you guys think. If there's any I missed or anything, maybe I read into the wrong way, let me know what you think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you want to follow me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.